one point in my life, I was homeless and kind of the bottom of my life, unhealthy, homeless, depressed, and really suicidal, quite honestly. And what changed it for me was somebody introduced me to personal development. How to change this so that it would change this so that it would change my life.
It's a secret. We all need to have these incredible secrets, how to take care and heal ourselves perpetually throughout our lives.
This is one unit. It's mind, body, and soul.
And I feel what's going on in their body physically, emotionally, and also being able to tap into trauma.
In the end, whether you want more money, better health, so on, so that we can be happy. So that we can be happy. If this whole thing is not operating at its absolute optimum, then it's going to be harder to get there. And more specifically, it's going to be harder to maintain.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
I'm Julie Tyler.
I'm Julie Tyler.
And this
is Colonics TV.
Whenever anybody comes to me, I always give them the same thing. And that is, let's clean you out and let's get some good stuff in you so that your body can do what it knows to do. Tools like colon hydrotherapy and any method of cleansing our systems out can be, and maybe should be, one of the foundational tools or foundational methods to help people get what I call equilibrium.
I spent 20-some years trying to figure out why I was sick.
300 pounds, I was depressed, I was very isolated.
I know I was always uncomfortable, I had problems with my skin, I felt rather lethargic.
For 16 years I had chronic hives, and I took a Zyrtec every day to not have those hives.
And I didn't really understand or know why.
The dreariness of the atmosphere was a direct reflection of my internal landscape.
I struggled my entire childhood and life with constipation, thinking that it was normal to have bowel movements once a week, once every 2 weeks.
You know, going to the bathroom once every 3 or 4 days was not efficient. That's a toxic system you have. What's great about the cleansing process and getting clear and getting this debris out of our body so we can think again is that we can get clear about who are we innately so we can walk in life and be who we're meant to be.
In the distance, in this part of San Francisco, which I rarely went to, I saw this sign. It said Cafe Gratitude. These guys were bright and shiny and young and reminding me of a part of my life that I had forgotten, which was idealism. And I just liked being around them, so I started frequenting the restaurant. And then one day, Rylan came to my table and said, hey, Frank, you know that movie, Super Size Me? I said, yeah, that's where that guy, a young guy, eats himself sick with, fast food. He says, yeah. He says, well, we want to do something similar. We want to take a guy who's not well. We want to take him through a regimen of raw food for X amount of days and see holistic health practitioners and do colonics. I heard the word, but I knew nothing about them. She goes, if you do this, if you practice these things, your life will change.
What I found on the cleanse, there's a whole bunch of tools I use, but I really love Marianne Williamson's CDs. She's so funny. Men and women love her message.
Your life is already programmed in the mind of God to its highest creative possibility.
So does it matter then what I do?
Yes, it's like a file in a computer. If my heart's not open, I don't download the possibility.
She has this ability with a sense of humor to put things like, here's what we're experiencing, and you can let that go. And of course, in colonics, it's about letting things go, right?
Right, okay, so all I needed to do was take a super dump and my life is going to change.
While on the colonic bed for as long as I could stay, I was listening to Marianne Williamson. They really talked a lot about positive thoughts, how your thoughts affect your body.
The possibility what might have been blocked by me. But the Course in Miracles says it is held in trust for you by the Holy Spirit until you are ready to receive it.
Coming off a 10-day cleanse and being able to have an amazing night's sleep, having 10 babies was incredible for me. And literally everything I came in here with was gone. I feel better than I have felt in so long. And Marianne Williamson really helped impact my life.
The first one was actually almost scary because it was so painful.
It wasn't just an intestinal experience. It was visceral in the sense that I started having memory flashes from when I was 7 years old.
By the third one, I felt like Shirley MacLaine was in my house.
I had been doing some mirror work and I was getting pictures in the mirror that I didn't quite understand.
This floodgate of memories came from when I was a little boy.
I couldn't connect the dots.
I got in touch with really deep sadness.
You're okay with me talking about where we went? Okay. I experienced her at a very young age being molested by her father. Her father was caught in the process by her mother. And then it was the total shame because of her mother's reaction of this explosion of emotion between her mother and her father, and her feeling at the center of that, because kids take that on.
Letting go is, it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to practice it. And one of the things I found was one of the reasons I had a hard time with it, and do sometimes, is because whatever mechanism I'm employing, the control mechanism, was originated at one point, usually in my childhood, for survival.
And so we were able to, in that process, move it so the energy was not about you. The energy was about that situation. So we were able to separate that and clear her connection to that.
You think about it, 2,000 years ago, the Essenes wrote this Gospel of Peace. They talked about cleansing. I mean, that was before they had 87,000 chemicals. And it talks about regularly going and getting a long gourd, the height of a man, clean out its inner parts, fill it full of water warmed by the sun, stick it in your hinder parts, and let it run every day, and you'll see every foul-smelling evil thing come out of you of fear.
What I realize is that this stuff that's in my cells, that's like in my nerves, in the tendons.
The way that the purge that took place of my body after that was so amazing. It was even shocking to me to see what I was holding on to all these years.
Every organ and part in your body has a nerve that goes from there to your intestinal tract, and how it lives is how you live.
It's all one machine. It's not a brain and a heart and a gut and so on and so forth. They're all one machine. It's your car. If the alternator's not working, then it's not going to charge itself.
I was angry. I was angry because why did this happen, and why, because of your actions, you took it out on me, and I had to live my life from that perspective.
We have to go to places that may not be very pretty and attractive.
What holds everyone back? Fear. Why do we have wars? Fear.
The best part to me is to be able to speak about it, release that energy, and hopefully maybe help somebody else along the way.
The ability to have choice comes from an expanded consciousness.
I had no idea at that time that it would transform so many aspects of my life.
If you have a restricted consciousness, you have restricted choices.
My initial wish was to fall in love one more time before I die. What I realize now is that the person I needed to fall in love with all along was me.
You get clean, my belief is, you have the ability to heal anything.
We've been told that knowledge is power. No, it's not. Knowledge is only temporary power, or potential power, if you will. What is power is activity, is action.
And also the questions, the most frequently asked one is, do you still do that?
I've come to a place where now I know that it's a healthy alternative.
Do you still do that means that it's a practice.
I'm continuing with all that.
So it has a validity.
And I will continue to do colonics.
It's really helped me. It makes me feel better.
Because I realize I want to stay healthy and I want to feel good.
And so I think it's a conversation that's ready to be had.
So simple.
It has to be a real change forever.
It really is.